Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.84. Today was an absolute bloodbath. And this is what I've been telling you this entire time. Nobody could call this market 100%. Right before this major dip began, everybody was expecting XRP to start to break out. Instead, we went in the opposite direction. And we're still following Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down under 113K right now. I mean, people are citing Bitcoin manipulation, XRP manipulation. XRP is just following the rest of the market still. And what's going to happen from here? We're still going to experience an alt season. We're going to still see that epic run everyone is expecting. It just seems like every time it looks great and it looks like it's about to happen, something delays this cycle again. But for the most part, if you're still here, you're going to make it to the finish line. You don't sell during a bloodbath. You buy the dip or you do nothing. That's what it comes down to. If you're selling into this and then you're buying back when the green candles show up, you're just going to continue to lose more and more money. Lose more and more of your XRP. And look at the alt season chart today. We're still sitting at a 65. Now, like I said, I'm expecting this to turn around quickly. We will see a full-on reversal from here. It's just a matter of when it happens. Most likely, today is going to be a green day for XRP. But who knows? Everything is so unpredictable right now. And this comes from Gordon. If you cannot master your emotions, you will never master anything, especially markets. Emotions drive markets. Master your own and profit from other people's. Easy as that. Got it? I always told you, you got to leave your emotions at the door when you enter this space, because you cannot make it through these dips if you're going to be emotional every time it happens. You know, we are still up on XRP. If you look at the one-year chart, we are still up 384%. And I'm expecting the breakout to begin at any moment. I think we're going to see a full reversal from here. Everybody thinks this week is going to turn around. Let's see what happens. But don't sell now. The biggest upgrade to the U.S. Treasury is happening on September 30th. We knew this was coming. Modernizing payments to and from America's bank account. Executive order. And you see direct deposits, debit and credit card payments, digital wallets, and real-time payment systems, and other modern electronic payment options. We are pushing full steam ahead into the digital age. They're getting rid of paper checks now as well. And if people don't know what to do from here, like in other words, if they don't have a digital wallet or don't understand it, there's going to be guidance on that. People are going to get educated on this. You know, we are not going to leave anyone behind going into the digital age. But there's so many people right now saying, oh, that's still 10 years out. This is happening in real time right now. You see, all the infrastructure is almost complete. We are no longer going to have the wait times over the weekend for money to leave your bank account. You're swiping your debit card all weekend long, and then the money doesn't leave the bank until Monday. And if it's a holiday weekend, it doesn't leave your bank until Tuesday. The days of that are coming to an end. Everything is going full digital. Christine Lagarde, president of the ECB, will use the digital euro and its electronic wallet to create a new type of finance. Take a listen to this.
March towards independence.
What does that independence mean?
Okay, what I mean by that is we should not be exclusively focused on what is happening on the other side of the pond. And we should focus on the strength that we have at home and how we can regain a degree of independence that we don't have. And that applies to defense, it applies to trade, of course, it applies to finance. And from my perspective, it applies to the way money moves around Europe. So by that, I mean capital markets, which are completely scattered all over Europe and which have to be better organized, more consolidated, converging, and possibly singly supervised. That's one thing. The second thing, which I think is really important for all of us, is to have digital payment under our control. When you think of it at the moment, a lot of our digital payment, when you pay, when you e-commerce or peer-to-peers or you use your card or your phone, you always rely on non-European infrastructure. So I think the controlling
Explain
our digital
that to me,
payment,
because I wasn't aware of this. I presumed we were all...
Whether you use a card
Yeah.
Or whether you use a phone,
Yeah.
typically it goes through Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Alipay. Where are all those coming from? Well, either the US or China. And the whole sort of infrastructure mechanism that allows for the payment, credit and debit, is not
I'm
a European
concerned about
solution.
this. I didn't realize this because it means...
What she's calling for is a level playing field. She said whenever you make a payment, it goes through Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, and Alipay. All are controlled by American or Chinese companies. She wants to have a European level playing field. What's the solution to that? RippleNet and XRP. Now, what she says here makes a lot more sense. Take a listen.
The difference will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing it coming and they're not embracing it, and those who self-induce that cannibalization. And I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word. But it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
And take notice, she says Circle and Ripple. That's where they are active and helpful. She also says that you got to embrace the new financial system. Otherwise, you're just going to get left behind. And any business that doesn't jump on board with this, they're going to lose to their competition. A new system is absolutely coming. And I think she's working with Ripple a lot to make sure that Europe gets a level playing field. U.S. lawmakers urge SEC to implement Trump's executive order allowing Americans to invest 401k retirement savings into Bitcoin and crypto. Why don't they just say crypto? Because Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. The one thing I don't like about this whole idea of investing 401k retirement savings into crypto is who's the one that's in charge of these retirement savings. It could be your company. Maybe they go in the direction towards crypto. Maybe the guy in charge doesn't realize that once Bitcoin breaks down, we're going to go back into a bear market for a period of time. You got to look at all those things. If I was going to invest somebody's savings into crypto, I would make sure that it's a solid investment. I would make sure it's something that solves a real world problem. Everybody hypes this up, and I think they're overhyping it to the point where it's almost like if you're not doing this, you're not following the trend. And that's great if you want mass adoption, but you also got to look at the risk and the consequences. It's the same thing as if you're going to earn from your XRP. If somebody's offering 20% yield or 12% yield, even 8% yield, you got to take a step back and wonder, what is the risk behind that yield? The same thing has to be taken into account when you're taking people's retirement and investing it into crypto. XRP holders in Europe and Asia can now earn up to 8% yield on idle XRP. Popular tokenization platform Midas and Interop Labs have jointly launched a new product to allow XRP holders to earn up to 8% annual percentage yield. Pro-crypto journalist Eleanor Tourette reported today that Midas, in partnership with Interop Labs, has launched a new liquid staking token called MXRP on the XRP ledger. The product, which was officially unveiled at the XRP Ledger Seoul 2025 conference, is powered by Axelar's XRP Ledger EVM integration. With this integration, users can participate in the new DeFi opportunity without needing to transfer their tokens off the XRP ledger. Notably, the initiative enables users to deposit XRP and mint MXRP on Axelar, while allowing them to earn annual yields of 6 to 8%. I would like to know the risk behind this. 6 to 8% seems a bit high. Normally, when you're going to earn yield, you want to be somewhere between 3 and 5%. Once you go above 5%, there has to be some sort of risk involved. I want to see where this goes from here. Jack Mallers predicts Bitcoin to do 200x. XRP price could reach $3,000 in this case. They cite market cap and all this other nonsense. First of all, Bitcoin is not going to do a 200x. That sounds great when you're saying it on the mainstream media news. I couldn't do it with a straight face, but I guess he can, because he's trying to get those retail investors in so that they can become exit liquidity. But they never cite the XRP market cap multiplier at all. And they always make it seem like XRP relies on Bitcoin. That's eventually going to come to an end. We are going to decouple from Bitcoin. It's just a matter of time. And when it happens, everybody's going to realize who the number one cryptocurrency was this entire time. And it sure as hell wasn't Bitcoin. Here's what one XRP may be worth by 2030, 2035, 2040, and 2050. And whenever XRP is in the red, right away, they try to make it seem like it's going to take years for XRP to reach any kind of high price points. So they're saying by 2030, you could expect XRP to hit $20 to $50. 2035, $100 to $300. 2040, $500 to $1,000, and 2050, $1,500 to $5,000. It is going to hit these price points a lot sooner because XRP has something that is worth a hell of a lot more than $3 per XRP. It has utility. It has use case. It offers on-demand liquidity. A new financial system is rolling out before 2030. When that happens, XRP is going to be moving value all day long, 365 days a year. You still think it's going to be sitting around $3. You still think it can move all of that value while it's sitting at $100 or even $500 or $1,000. It still has to go higher. And this comes from Dark Defender. Hi, y'all. What a wick was that? XRP, after rejecting the $3.13 level, once again tapped our support level. It also touched the primary support trend in the orange color we have been using so far. Well, the structure remains as it is. Daily, RSI is getting closer to oversold. I know there's a huge disbelief at the moment, and especially if this lasts into October. But we will all be surprised. Just remember, the falling wedge will ultimately be broken. Keep the faith. and he still has the same targets, $4.17, $4.92, and $5.85. And that is before November, or going into November. Other people are thinking we will already be in double digits by Halloween. We just got to see what happens next. But the good thing is this. The falling wedge is going to break. And when it does, we will start to really break out on the price of XRP. What I'm telling you is, don't panic because of today's bloodbath. Everybody always asks me, you know, the people I got into crypto over the years, whenever I run into them and the market's red, they always say, should we be worried? And I'm like, no, there's no reason to worry. Nothing has changed. We're still going to see that epic run. All you got to do is make it until it happens. Then you do what you do. You have your game plan. So if you're going to take some profit, stick to your game plan. If you plan on not selling any of your XRP and then later putting that XRP to work for you, stick to that plan. Don't change the plan is what I'm telling you. If you think you have a solid game plan, like say, okay, I'm going to take some profit at around $15, then do it. Don't say at $15, well, maybe it's going to go much higher, so maybe I shouldn't take profit now. It all depends on what you need to do. If there's things you got to cover, bills you got to get paid off, take the profit, but just never sell your entire bag. This way you could stay patient longer. This way you're not panicking every time the market turns red for a day or two. You got to make it to the finish line. That should be your end goal. Make it to where XRP achieves those high price points. People always think it's going to take a decade for that to happen. I think it's going to happen within the next 24 months. You see what's going on. They're about to launch the digital euro. The U.S. is already talking about a digital dollar. I think we already have the digital dollar. Everything is already ready here. We're just waiting for a few laggards to get on board. We're going to see other countries launch their CBDCs as well. We are entering the digital age. Full steam. Nothing is slowing this down. Do you honestly think it's going to take until 2030 for that to get put in place? Absolutely not. And until it does happen, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.